You guys have requested this so much, and me and Morphe have come together to bring it to you, and I am so excited to talk about indigestion.
I see tons of you very frustrated that the brush sets did sell out, but they actually just restocked a very small amount.
Hello, and thank you for joining me today for another video. Get sat down, get the tea ready, because everything, and I mean everything, is kicked off. I honestly thought we were past this. I honestly did. Welcome back to Kuckian's Courtroom. Hope everything is going well for you. Laura Lee, yesterday or the day before, launched her favourites brush collection with Morphe. This is almost like a series. I might make a series on my channel just for this whole thing. Obviously, I still need to do Cat's Pajamas Part 3. The only reason I'm not doing it is because I'm having an issue with YouTube. I'll tell you about it later. But this favourites brush collection made in collaboration between beauty YouTuber Laura Lee with millions of subscribers and Morphe brushes is a succession of previous favourites collections. They did a brush collection with Bretman Rock a few months ago, I think, but the one that we all remember was the Jaclyn Hill favourites collection that she did, I think it was maybe 9 months ago. I don't want to say a year ago because I'm hoping it's not been that long.
Hello, my little chickadees. How are you today?
So I see tons of you very frustrated that the brush sets did sell out, but they actually just restocked a very small amount.
A lot of people aren't happy with Morphe because they feel like Jaclyn, for example, just as an example, because she's one of many that uses Morphe codes, speaks the world of Morphe, speaks the world of Morphe palettes, and speaks the world of Morphe brushes. Like, you know, this is Morphe this is Morphe that, this is Morphe this is Morphe that, like constantly Morphe overload. In fact, why don't we take a look at one of her smoky eye tutorials? I think this was about a month or two ago.
For today's look, I'm going to be using the Morphe 25A palette. This is the Morphe M433, the Morphe 506, M433 by Morphe. And then I'm going to pick up this brush. You guys, I cannot live without this brush, and it's again from Morphe, and it's the E47. It looks like this Morphe gel liner. And then I'm gonna go in with I swear to God, this video is not sponsored by Morphe. At this moment, I'm just now realizing that every single product that I've used so far has been from Morphe. The Morphe 432, oh my God, it's like I don't have any other brand.
The comment reads, I'm over the Morphe SHIT shilling. I can't support someone who sells SHIT to people who worship you and blindly buy everything you talk about so you can spend $1,300 on boots, $5,800 jacket made of goat leather and fox fur of all things, and when it sells out in 2 minutes you always say the same thing, same excuses. We had no idea it would sell out this fast. I don't get why someone who wears a $200,000 watch is okay with a $3 brush on a $60 foundation. Oh right, for the books. Yes, I'm spewing hate or whatever. I'm mad, I'm over it. Hope everyone else is happy with the crappy Morphe palette. There will be more up for grabs because I'm out. Sorry, not sorry, the animal clothing has put me over the edge. So there's a lot of things in that comment that I don't agree with and I think are completely unfair, like 100%. But this is where things were a little bit suspicious. And the comments were disabled on the video that she posted yesterday. I will leave a link to it down below. Identical ingredients to a generic palette. I think I actually bought a generic. And that's why you get things like the Attractive Scenery Cosmetics and the Morphe brushes, palettes, being pretty much identical with very, very slight variations, you know. But basically there was a massive scandal regarding the Jaclyn Hill brush collection because my inside source when I was digging around came to me and told me, this is through like some really sort of like MI5 shit phone call, like some very, very like anonymous through anonymous through anonymous. Someone inside Morphe came to me and told me that the Jaclyn Hill brush collection was excess stock. It was the brushes that Morphe was struggling to sell. And Jaclyn Hill was like, yeah, of course I'll put my name on it. Because obviously she was working towards her big collaboration. She's known Morphe since the very, very beginning when they were a very, very small company. She was introduced to them by Brian Champagne and she went to visit their store very, very late at night. She kept them open. I have a full tea for you. I have some I'm very well integrated into Jackie and Morphe. Like I know a lot of different people that have fed me a lot of information and it all tends to be the same information, which is quite good. Anyway, with that put behind us, it makes me always think that Morphe brush collection favourite collections are always a bit shady. It's kind of like what's not selling, which I know is a horrible way to think of it. I'm sure some things will be made specifically for the collection, but you know, like Jaclyn's collection where she had like 6 of the same brush. Let's just put them all in one and sell them, you know? Anyway, of course, we'll keep things PG, we'll keep things fair as always. Laura Lee released this collection, and when I checked, it was sold out on the Morphe website. Now, this brings us on to point one, okay? Why don't we watch a few clips of the launch video and then we can circle around.
Because we got some good stuff to talk about. You guys have requested this so much, and me and Morphe have come together to bring it to you, and I am so excited to talk about indigestion.
She's saying that this was requested, but it's almost like the cat's pajamas where she said, I came out with this for you guys. But ultimately, obviously the only reason that Laura has collabed with Morphe for this is to make revenue. I always just find it strange when they say, we made this because you asked for it, when in reality, they both made it because they both wanted to make money, and I really doubt that it was highly requested.
That's the best part. The price of these, it's amazing. And also there's a brush in here that I've been using on the low and haven't really let you guys know about because Morphe doesn't even sell this brush. It is a special brush in my collection that I kind of created that Morphe just needed and they didn't have. And I was like, hey guys, like I need a brush that's like this for this. And I'm going to talk about it a little later. So there's a brush in here you haven't seen before from Morphe, and it's in my collection. So very exclusive, and I'm so excited to share that with you. Forever to talk about this with you guys. Ugh. So, and I just want to let you guys know this is separate from my Laura Lee Los Angeles launch, separate that is happening this month. That video will be up very soon on what I'm launching, but let me just let you know that this will be a great addition to what I am launching. I want to make a core brush kit that people can use every single brush every day and they won't be wasting their money, but it's not too big or it's not too small. I want to make a core brush kit that people can use every single brush every day and they won't be wasting their money, but it's not too big or it's not too small. So we got the price down to $54, but that's not it. Also, you can get 15% off this collection with my code. They give me a very special code. This is not a normal code, and only I have it. It is LauraLee15. So you can get 15% off Morphe items. This code is only good for a limited amount of time. So I picked the color of the bag. Okay, these eyeshadow brushes. Again, this is an $81 value for $54 plus 15% off with the code LauraLee15. That code works until the 13th of April.
So Laura, after launching this collection, so obviously she's saying it's $80 value, but it's selling for $55, then it's 15% off, $55, 15% off, $46.75, I think. You can tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong. So obviously, I will be open. I think for 10 brushes, if they were mega high quality, that would be a good deal. You know, that's pretty cheap, you know, less than $5 a brush. However, one of my main issues with Morphe is almost this sense of false advertising. Whenever I cover the Morphe scandals, my Snapchat, when it used to be a network that people used to instantly fill up with people complaining to me saying I trusted a beauty YouTuber and purchased a set of Morphe brushes and the head fell off, all the bristles are falling out, the dye is coming out on my face, you know.
The brush that
Stop telling them what you're buying because I'm buying all of it.
Following is all Snapchats that I was sent directly, so imagine if this is just what I'm receiving, imagine how many more there are out there. It kind of makes sense that Jacqueline's palette could end up in Sephora, kind of like when Becca Cosmetics was starting and they did the Jaclyn Hill collaboration on Champagne Pop and it helped them grow. It kind of makes sense that if Morphe is going to have a store presence, that they have an influencer with a name on the brand. Do you understand what I'm saying? 10 months later, just to confirm, all my suspicions were 100% accurate, but instead of Sephora, it was Ulta. Morphe used Jaclyn Hill's palette collaboration as a way to break into Ulta for the first time along with their brushes, just as a forecast. Hey Beats. The first point of scandal that I wanted to mention in this video was really just the fact that Laura, having said that this brush collection is obviously sold out so quickly, much like Cat's Pajamas, you know, we can always talk about that. You know, Cat's Pajamas went on to 50% sale and then it was sold full price again, but I don't think it was a restock because the numbers on the website weren't going up and down. It was just slowly creeping. They said it was sold out, but Laura Lee commented it's going to be restocked on the 14th. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to check my diary. Well, today is the 10th? Yeah, today's the 10th and it was the 9th that it launched. So that's 5 days. It takes a bit longer than 5 days to make 20,000 brushes, you know? So it kind of just made me think, well, how on earth could they be restocking in 5 days? I don't really understand how that works. When you have stock, you sell out of it and then you work on shifting it, you know? That's what every brand does. That's why sometimes it launches. Brands can take a week or more to shift out everyone's orders because they get so many. So it was super suspicious, and it makes it sound like, oh, we just didn't expect the volume, but that's the exact same thing that we had with Jaclyn Hill when she launched her brush collection.
So I see tons of you very frustrated that the brush set did sell out, but they actually just restocked a very small amount. And
Morphe's done multiple collections since then, so I really don't think it's a possibility that they would be like, we didn't expect the volume, because they've done multiple launches of these collections now, so it's not like they're in the dark. They obviously know how many they're going to sell about, so I did just think that was quite strange. But secondly, just this whole thing about them being out of stock but restocked in 5 days, that would mean that, oh well, they're not in the warehouse yet, but they will be in the warehouse. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you wouldn't have another batch coming in. I don't understand. Like, you would have it all ready for the launch. She said she's been working on it for months. You would have enough to go. It kind of looks like, please tell me what you think, but when I saw this, I really just thought that this is like, oh, it's in such high demand, it's sold out everywhere, but it's going to be back in 4 days. So it was kind of like, okay, like, it kind of just like, it just seems like a marketing tactic. They probably have 90% of the stock of these collections still sat there, but they're just not selling them yet because they need to create the hype, I guess. And fair dues, that's business, I guess. People do it all the time, but I just thought, okay. In terms of the brushes, there is a mix of brushes. They are not specific to Laura Lee. It's not a Laura Lee brush collection.
It's for such a long time for my foundation. It's like a glove into your under eye. Perfect for back and forth so beautifully and so gracefully, and just spreads area versus a fan brush.
It's lots of Morphe brushes that are already being made. The designs and the colours and stuff are mismatched. So for me personally, that would trigger me, having lots of different style of brushes. Like, some are rose gold, some are white, some are black. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't. Like, I like everything to be matching, but I'm a little bit OCD with stuff like that. I like phony brushes, which you can't even get phony brushes. They're not sold out. There is some stock left, but I'll give you the tea later on. The reason I haven't yet done Cat's Pajamas Part 3, really quickly, I'll explain this. And if you want to skip past, this is the timestamp to get back to the tea. I've had a big problem with YouTube over the past year or so, and I've been very vocal about it, and a lot of people have been. I know that Joffrey, Nikki Tutorials, a lot of different people have had the same problem, where YouTube isn't sending out notifications sometimes. So when I post a video, it means that no one sees it, basically. Like, less than half the people that would usually see it would see it. But with me, it's got particularly bad because not only are my notifications really struggling, sometimes you'll see my notification, but it's because it's the third time I've uploaded the same video and made it public, which is obviously bad for me because some people watch it, they get cut off halfway because I make it private, and then I re-upload it, and then some people see it, some people don't. So it's really heartbreaking for me as a creator to spend 9 to 14 hours on a video to make it perfect, you know, color corrected, audio, video, everything perfect, and then post it, and oh, by the way, none of your audience are going to see it because we made a mistake. So that is quite heartbreaking, and I'll be open about that. It's been a long time, and it kind of puts me off wanting to post videos. Obviously, I'm still going to, because I love posting videos and I love connecting with Tizzy Fan, but I just want you to understand that it's not pleasant for me. It's really, it hurts every day when I try and post and people don't see it. It really just hurt my feelings on the inside, and I'm very unhappy when I come to post a video because I know that I'm never going to reach my normal reach. Alongside that issue, it's got worse. Not just notifications, because not everybody has notifications turned on. Notifications you turn on by pressing the bell, by subscription down below. My videos haven't been appearing in people's subscription feeds. People like Tati, who's always the example because she posts every day, people always reference her to me. They say every single one of Tati's uploads appears in my subscription feed, which is supposed to be chronological. And obviously at the top of YouTube as well, you have the buttons on your phone so you can see who's uploaded recently, like stories on Instagram. It's supposed to be chronological. My videos don't appear in people's subscription feeds a lot of the time, and my icon doesn't appear in people's stories. So basically, when I post a video, even though you're subscribed to my channel, there's no way that you've known I've posted it. I wouldn't be in your subscriptions. I wouldn't be in the stories bit at the top. And I also wouldn't appear to your notification. I'm also not getting circulated the same amount that I usually would do in Discovery. But every day I post a video, I get inundated with comments, the same comment from people saying, I didn't get my notification, you weren't in my subscription box, there was no way for me to find this video, I'm so glad you posted it on Instagram, etc. Every day. I don't know how to fix it. I have spoken to YouTube. They've acknowledged that there is a problem with the notification. They acknowledged that a long time ago to me. But regarding this, I don't know, you know? So I just did want to talk about this because I have to be open with you and just let you know, like, because obviously I make videos for you. It's really shitty for me to spend a long time on a video, and I know that my usual views would be 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 for that type of video, with the views, with the engagement that I'm getting. My videos just aren't going to my own audience at all. Like, barely any of my own audience is seeing it, and because of that, it's not getting put into circulation. There's like a weird ratio with YouTube where like 50% of your subscriptions watch a video, and then it'll give you an extra 50%, kind of not, of new people to view content. So because none of my own subscribers can find my videos, it's just crazy. So I don't know. It's really heartbreaking. I kind of feel like I'm being suffocated. It's been a long time like this, and it really feels like heavy on my heart. It's not something that I can just get over and get used to. It's really heartbreaking, so it just gets worse. Some days I post a video and I'll have less than 1,000 people see it in the first hour, and I have to remove it and re-upload it, and then I might get 6,000 people in the first hour. Like, it's so random. Usually on average, I'd get 10,000 to 30,000 views in the first hour, and it's just been terrible with this thing. Every single comment when I post my video for like the third or second time will be like, oh, didn't know you'd posted this, didn't know you'd posted this. So I'm sorry for ranting. I just wanted to share that with you. It's really difficult. Obviously Snapchat is dead, because that used to be the place where it was chronological and I could show you. Snapchat is no longer chronological. You can no longer see anyone's story because it's filled with shitty sponsored content of Jeffree Star's story and Kylie Jenner, a random story about her every single day. I'm sorry, like Snapchat, it's really heartbreaking because I spent a long time consistently posting on Snapchat, and a lot of you used to watch me, and ever since the update, everyone just uninstalled or stopped watching. And it's really just heartbreaking. Like, social media has just changed so much. It's like, I know I have to adapt, but it's kind of just heartbreaking that so many things break and nothing really feels like it's being built. So if you have any input, I would love to hear it. If you have any advice or thoughts for me, I would love to hear them down below. I am trying to share on Instagram as well, so you can see my content, but it's really just heartbreaking because Snapchat and YouTube were my two main things, and Snapchat's fucked. The owners, the creators have just been so selfish and disgusting, and the whole thing is cancelled now. You can only see 4 people's story, and then it goes into sponsored content like magazines and stuff, and you can't see anyone else. I'm emailing them and I'm talking to them, and they are helping. They're being helpful. They've emailed me back and said we're looking into it, so all kudos to them. Thank you, YouTube. Obviously I'm really grateful for this platform, but I did just want to inform you, Titty fam, why I might seem a bit funny when I'm posting. Like, I'm still trying to post all the time, but it's really difficult because no one's seeing my videos. So yeah, let's continue with the story. Laura was talking about how they've made a new brush. I guess they have. Maybe it's just a marketing tactic. Laura Lee's probably one of the biggest people that Morphe is currently working with, so it makes sense if they're going to release a new brush to launch it with the help of Laura Lee, get lots of exposure for it. The brush collection didn't look ugly. It actually looked desirable, and to someone that doesn't know the history of Morphe and hasn't heard reviews of their brushes, I could understand why you'd want it. To be honest, I would look at it and I would want it. I think it looks cute, even with them all being mismatched. But just by reputation of brand and by reputation of quality, I wouldn't even throw £10 at the brush collection. I just don't think it will be worth it. It's really backwards and forwards. I know there's been some tea with Jackie recently. I will do a video soon if you want one. I have been reading all the comments, and I know that you want me to look into it, so I will do. If there's anything suspicious that you want me to look into, I will do. What I did think was really interesting is that Laura Lee titled the video, or she put in the thumbnail, "My Own Brush Set," and that was quite interesting because it's not her brush set. She's not made it. It's not a product of Laura Lee Los Angeles, which is her brand. It's a collection of pre-existing Morphe brushes. So it's almost like an assortment. It's like my own assortment of brushes, I guess. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Do you kind of see the discrepancy? It's kind of like, well, it's not your brush set. It's Morphe's odd selection plus one extra brush that Morphe owns. Like, and Laura was saying that she developed this new brush with Morphe.
Okay, really excited because this is the brush I was talking about that you guys haven't seen yet, that I kind of created with Morphe. We made it exist. And you can really fit in there and you won't have to pull as much. You can really get that soft stroke, really gentle on your under eye. You definitely need this brush in your life.
But the reason that I said, well, Morphe wanted to launch a new brush and probably used Laura is because Laura's marketing isn't on that brush. There's nothing to do with her on the website on that brush as far as I could see. None of the brushes have any sort of marketing for Laura. I don't think the pencil case bag that it comes with even has any markings of Laura either.
A bag where the brushes would be so tight in here. I wanted a little bit of space. So if you're traveling, here are the brushes that come in the kit.
The only thing that really has Laura's name on it seems to be the piece of cardboard that you dispose of. So again, to me, it just seems like a collection of Morphe brushes that they just wanted to do a deal on and sell them and ship them and make some extra money. I don't see any attention to detail. I don't see anything custom. For me personally, with how I like makeup and how I do my own brand, obviously you've seen everything is very custom. Everything is very bespoke down to the finest detail. Morphe isn't one of those brands. Morphe seems to be very fast. How can we shift as much as we can, which is great for business, but some people don't just want a product. Some people want a special product, and Morphe is not a brand that I ever see is producing anything special. It's always very generic. Regarding yesterday's video, I just want to address this really quickly. No tea to Rihanna whatsoever. I think Fenty Beauty is fantastic. Fenty, obviously Rihanna owns a portion of Fenty, so anything that happens with Fenty, Rihanna is partially responsible because she's the owner. We only want to stock one shade. Imagine if that was foundation, if Fenty made 40 shades of foundation, but Sephora said we're only going to stock the 10 lighter shades. Just as an example, Fenty would have the right to say, no, you stock all 40, or none. That would be Fenty's decision. And so I felt, me just personally, you don't have to agree with me, I just felt like it was the same thing with Fenty, where if a certain Sephora says we're only going to stock the lighter shade, I think Fenty has the right to say no, we'll only supply you with this product if you stock both shades. To add here that I was contacted by an employee of Sephora Australia. I don't know what position she's in, and I can't obviously like validify what she said to me, but she told me that the reason that Fenty Beauty's deeper shade isn't on sale is actually because Fenty Beauty made that decision themselves because they want to drive traffic through to their own website, because when you sell through Sephora, they obviously take like a significant cut of the price, whereas if you sell it directly through the Fenty website, they get more money. So that's what was brought to me, but again, I don't know if that's true. I can't definitely say that it's 100% true, but that's what's been brought to me by a Sephora employee. Here is one of the exclusive DMs I've got for you regarding the situation with Fenty in Australia. And one of the main Kendo executives is close with our team as she used to work with us and told us this info. So it has nothing to do with Australia not being inclusive, it's just a marketing ploy for Fenty to drive sales to their website. We've been told to tell customers they can only buy the shade Brown Sugar exclusively at Fenty.com. So that's what's come to me. Hope everything is going well. Hope you are having a wonderful day. If there are any stories you want me to look into, please let me know via Instagram DM or just comment on this video and I will be reading the comments. That's where I got the idea for this video today. So hope you are having a wonderful day and I will see you really soon, beach. Bye.